Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
visitor on the mic. It's not 4 o'clock until my iPhone says it's 4 o'clock, so we want to make sure that everyone who's coming has a chance to get here. But having said that, as I stall here for 30 more seconds, it'll be 4 o'clock, and I just want to say how happy I am to see you all. And now the phone says it's 4 o'clock. Welcome. I'm Dr. Sue Tornquist, and as Dean of the Carlson College of Veterinary Medicine, it is my great pleasure to congratulate the 83 outstanding incoming students who make up the class of 2027. I'm happy to see so many family members and friends of students present, and we want to thank you all for coming to this special occasion and making it even more meaningful. This afternoon's white coat ceremony is a rite of passage for first-year veterinary students designed to impress upon students, veterinarians, and the public the important symbolic role of the white coat in doctor-client interactions. So before I make introductions of some of the people that are here today, I want to tell you a little bit more about the significance of the white coat ceremony. This ceremony is designed to help student veterinarians become aware of their professional responsibilities. Once you put on the white coat, you're a member of the profession. Now you have obligations. You have to take care of patients, you have to be competent and compassionate, and to care as well as cure. So the veterinary profession adopted the white coat ceremony from the medical profession, as we have done with a few other things, but I do want to point out they've adopted a few things from us, like the development of implanted insulin pumps, anticoagulants, surgical techniques like total hip replacement, so we share. So how did the white coat become the symbol for the medical profession? In the 19th century, scientists in labs wore white coats. The medical profession did not, but they eventually adopted the white coat as a symbol of the transition of medicine from the realm of reading the stars, like astrology, and praying for the sick, clergy wore black robes, to that of science. So the white robe really symbolizes also the transition of medicine to science. Medicine came to rely on science, not just hope and prayer. So a few years ago, I was listening to a podcast called The Secret Emotional Life of Clothes, very interesting podcast. It described a study at Columbia that looked at the effects of wearing a white coat on study participants' performance on attention-based tasks. And the study found that wearing a white coat, lab coat increased performance, but only when the participant was told it was a doctor's coat, not if they were told it was a painter's coat. So this is called enclothed cognition. There's a new term for you. This is a term to describe the systematic influence that clothes have on the people that are wearing them. So the influence of clothes thus depends on wearing the clothes and their symbolic meaning. So today, the class of 2027 will receive their white coat to symbolize the importance of care and attention in their new profession. Now, so that was my chance to tell you a story. I hope that helps you understand why we do the white coat ceremony and the importance of it. Now for some important introductions. Some college administrators are here, and I would like them to stand and be recognized. Dr. Joe Klopfenstein, Associate Dean of Student Success. Dr. Stacy Semavolis, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs and Graduate Programs. There she is. Tess Collins, Assistant Dean of Admissions and First Year Experience. And I don't know if Kurt Williams and Chris Sebra are here. Wave your hand wildly at me if you are. No. Some other administrators, I guess, are back at Magruder administrating. Any faculty members whose name I did not call that are present? All right. Okay, to continue the introductions, Glenn Kolb, Executive Director of the OVMA. Dr. Jill Parker, President of the OVMA. and Dr. Charles Hurdy, President-elect of the OVMA, here today. And he just snuck in, so I'm going to make him stand up. Dr. Chris Sebra, Department Chair for the Department of Clinical Sciences. See, coming in late doesn't excuse you. Another special guest here today is Rebecca Camden. Rebecca, may I ask you to stand? Rebecca is an invaluable supporter of the Carlson College of Veterinary Medicine. She serves on our advisory council, where she has given me good advice for a number of years, and she's a member of the Board of Trustees of Oregon State University Foundation. So we're happy to have her today. We are pleased also to have the president of the student chapter of the American Veterinary Medical Association with us today. Please welcome Mr. Patrick Callaghy, class of 2025.
Hello. Before I begin, I want to thank all the assembled family and friends that played a vital role in getting these students here today, as well as those that could not be with us. I speak from personal experience when I say your support helped them get them where they are today. My name is Patrick, and I am the student American Veterinary Medical Association's president for Oregon State, as well as being an incoming third-year student. I have the honor of addressing the new students today to impart some wisdom, or at the very least, fill the time with a couple more boring speeches. At orientation this year, a student asked, what is the best way to get over thinking anything less than perfect is acceptable? I have struggled, just like many of my colleagues, with this imposter syndrome, which is defined as the inability to believe one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own effort or skills. We have thought that we are in the wrong place, that there was some kind of mistake, or that we are not good enough to be here. Unfortunately, there is no perfect magic answer to this question. Veterinary school was possibly one of the most difficult things I have ever done in my entire life. I remember being in the same room 2 years ago, silently freaking out about how will I be able to do well in school, or how will I be able to keep up. As 50% of a doctor, a phrase that we all coin now and again, I can tell you that those feelings will never go away, but how you deal with them will shape your future. You have to surround yourself with people that are in your corner, be it classmates, family, or friends. I know that without my family, I would never have made it into veterinary school, and without my friends, I would not have the courage or the ability to speak with you here today. Lost my place. It is my hope that each of you find your own rock, whether that be one person or dozens of people. Those that will be there in your best moments, but also ride with you through the tough times. It is also important to remember that you're not supposed to be perfect, even though that might be a scary thought, and trust me, it took me a while to get used to that thought. Perfect people never learn from their mistakes. They don't grow into better people, and they don't admit that they need a break. I never strive to be perfect, because I know the veterinary profession is full of new, exciting things to learn or techniques to practice. The ability to say, I am not perfect, however scary, is probably one of the most important things I have learned at this school. Being in veterinary school is a daily grind, and it is important to realize that even though you may be overwhelmed at times, or however many times you may need to call home for a pep talk, you are here for a reason. You went the extra mile, spent all those hours volunteering or shadowing, and also conquered the infamous veterinary application, the VEMCAS, which I swear gets more complicated every single year. Never want to go through that again. Every student in this room is exactly where they're supposed to be, and no amount of fear, anxiety, or stress will ever be able to strip that away from you. I guarantee you that for every thought that you're not where you're supposed to be, there are 5 times that many people that will tell you how amazing you are doing, and they can't wait to see what you accomplish. Finally, if I can leave you here with one piece of advice I hope you take from this talk, it is this. No matter what your GPA is when you leave this school, or what challenges you face along the way, your clients will address you the same way. They will call you doctor. Congratulations and welcome to the class of 2027. I can't wait to see what you accomplish. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Well said, and he knows what he's talking about, so listen to him. Our next speaker is the president of the Oregon Veterinary Medical Association, a distinguished organization that promotes the highest possible standards of animal care and professional ethics among veterinarians. The OVMA supports the Carlson College of Veterinary Medicine in many important ways, too many to list today. However, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the organization for sponsoring this white coat ceremony. The OVMA provides the white coats and the stethoscopes that you will receive today, and a number of OVMA members have also contributed personal messages to you that are on note cards in the pocket of each coat. So it is a great privilege to welcome OVMA President Dr. Jill Parker.
I'm really happy to be here as president of the Oregon Veterinary Medical Association to welcome class of 2027 to the veterinary profession with the white coat ceremony. I'm really happy to have followed Patrick's talk because some of the ideas that he presented were things that I wanted to address, and it allows me to shorten my talk, which I need to do because it's too long. And so I need to keep it short so that you can all get your coats and stethoscopes. Would the people in the class mind standing if they can so I can see you, we can all see you? Would you just take a stand up for a second? Oh, you're all over there. Great. You've all seen yourself before, but you take a look around because you are the cream of the crop of college graduates, and you're all now grouped together. And so please take a seat. You can sit back down if you want. So welcome, and wanted you all realize that you are the cream of the crop. You could have chosen many other things to do besides going into veterinary medicine, but I think it's great for the profession, and I hope for you that this is what you chose. There aren't many other, if any, professions that can be as personally rewarding and satisfying and also benefit society, animals, people, the way veterinary medicine does. I also hope you took some time to reflect on your accomplishment. It took a lot of work, planning, intelligence to get where you are, and I hope you just kind of revel in that for a little bit, because Patrick said there's a daily grind, and you're about to get into that. Which then leads to the other things I want to say is, even though there's a daily grind, please try to enjoy veterinary school and veterinary medicine. It is a very rewarding profession. Doesn't mean it doesn't have huge challenges, and there is a lot to do in 4 years that it's amazing the transformation that occurs, and it's not easy, but there are parts of that that are very rewarding. I mean, I remember starting classes thinking that these are the things that I want to be studying. It was very different than college classes, and I actually had to make a schedule that kept me from studying too much, so I had time for friends, families, my animals, and things like that, because it was so interesting. That got a little bit old doing that kind of time, and scheduling helped. So don't forget to enjoy yourself. Stop and reflect on what you're doing. You can enjoy things without enjoying every moment. So like I like to golf, but there's some days that I go out and golf, and I can't hit the ball. I have a bad score. I don't like that day, but the next time I'm out, it's good. Veterinary medicine is kind of the same way. I spent about 40 years as a surgeon and also teaching ethics, working at the vet school. And not all days are good. Not all cases are successfully treated. But there's then accomplishments the next day. Same thing in school. There are some tests that are really bad and didn't go the way you wanted, but the next one will be better. The next thing I'd like to mention along the same lines is that while you're enjoying that, there is a need for work-life balance. I think that work-life balance has morphed a little bit from the idea that work-life balance is making sure you have time to do those other things besides work that you need to do, to the idea that work is a thing to not be enjoying or doing, and it's the unpleasant part of things, and everything else is the good stuff. Hopefully, work-life balance, once again, with the idea is that you can enjoy work, you can enjoy the time out of work, friends, families, eating, sleeping, doing things like that as well. So work-life balance doesn't mean work is all bad. Quiet quitting is not the thing to do in veterinary medicine. Next point, take responsibility for your education. You are responsible for your own education. The curriculum here is designed and such that you will get the classes, courses, opportunity to learn and study everything you need to be a competent veterinarian, but all of you aren't going to take the same path once you leave. So pay attention to your specific goals and interests and follow those as well. Vet school is not a place where you're spoon-fed. You're adult learners. You know how to do that. You're going to be lifelong learners, and you need to take that on while you're in school. I did want to talk a little bit about perfectionism, which Patrick addressed too, because it's a big deal in veterinary school. You all are high achievers. You've all worked very hard to get here, and you're used to being at the top of that bell curve. And so now we have all of you, and there's a new bell curve. It doesn't mean you're any different, but all those other people aren't here anymore. And so it's important to realize and not get a little freaked out that you aren't the one sitting with the perfect score at the top of the class. It doesn't mean anybody's going to fail. You can all succeed. There's no bell curve that says somebody has to get an F when somebody gets an A. But it's a little disconcerting to the high achievers. Now, research has shown that perfectionism isn't really useful past this, because there's a point at which it's diminishing returns. You can start here and with effort reach the point of the results that you want, but it's not quite perfect. To get to perfect, which may just be there, it's going to plateau, and it may take you forever. There's more time and more effort than it took to get to the point where you have the result that you need and want. The rest of it, you're not going to get there. It's going to take too much time. Other things are going to fall by the wayside, and you may even get to the diminishing returns where it worsens. So you have to allow yourself not to be perfect and realize there's scientific research that says that that's not good, that's not needed. You need to get the results you want. That's not necessarily memorizing everything you need to get every question that could be on a test. It's, do you understand the material? Can you apply the material? Can you integrate it with what else you know? Can you find what you need to know if you don't have it in your head? And so you need to be able to utilize things and set reasonable goals for yourself and not get yourself to the point of needing perfection. Related to that and the other ideas is please attend class in person in real time. I know all of you have experienced the pandemic, most of you probably, and have done remote education and have been successful at it because you're here. The faculty at the vet school have learned to teach remotely. The technology is there. Attendance is expected in lectures, but not required. So people tend to sometimes not come to class. And I have no doubt that you could learn the material that's taught in the lectures, but you're missing a lot of the rest of education by not participating in the class and interacting with people. There's benefit to it from learning the things that aren't specifically taught in class, like communication and animal welfare, ethical concepts, all sorts of things like that, communicating just with colleagues, getting to know the faculty and staff who you run into, talking with your classmates. So be there, take advantage of all that. And actually at one point when I was starting vet school, my dad pointed out to me that there would be never another time in my life or my veterinary career where so many people for that 4 years and so many resources are there to facilitate my education. And he told me to take advantage of that. And so be sure you take advantage of that. Don't just go to class and leave. Pursue your interests, talk to people. Keep an open mind concerning your career options, even though you're going to have your ideas of what you want to do. You may change. I started planning to be a small animal veterinarian, switched to surgery, planned to do horse surgery, found I matched at Cornell where they had a lot of cattle and as many cattle surgical cases, and so I never expected to be operating cattle. Turned out to be good education. You never know. We all change. Another concept is learn and practice professionalism. Dr. Tornquist mentioned that too with the idea of the white coat. Professional status as a veterinarian gives you role-defined responsibilities and obligations to clients, colleagues, veterinary profession, and the public. And we also have a little bit of a challenge ethically because we serve people and animals. No other profession does that. We have to make decisions that serve both our clients, who are our paying customers, society, and the animals who we are charged to treat. You want to act professionally when you're in school and later in practice, and consider the ethical aspects of the various situations you're in. In addition to teaching surgery, I taught ethics and have taught ethics for about 20-some years, and I always say that I didn't even recognize that there were ethical issues before I started studying ethics. Don't give anybody a reason to question your ethical values or honesty. Being trustworthy and ethical as a veterinarian is arguably as important as your scientific and clinical knowledge and skills. And then last but not least, we live and work in a very diverse world, and we need to be an inclusive profession and serve diverse communities and individuals respectfully and without bias. That is a responsibility for all of us. Fortunately, the veterinary profession is becoming more diverse, and it's not a minute too soon. But it's still very possible for people to feel and actually be marginalized, experience some bias, discrimination, certainly microaggressions, none of which should continue to occur. So I encourage everybody, even if you don't think they apply to you, to learn about these issues so that you're part of any solutions that we need to work and live in a diverse world. Make an effort to see things from other people's perspective. Be welcoming and accepting of everyone. No one's inherently better than anyone else. And so you're all unique, but you all have a common goal now. You're here with the goal of being a veterinarian. You're entering a wonderful profession, and you're the future of the profession. Each of you earned your place in this class. And that relates to the imposter syndrome concept. You earned this place in the class. Each of you belong here in the veterinary program and are important to the profession. Be confident that you are welcome and you belong. So welcome to the veterinary profession and the White Coat ceremony. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Parker, and thanks again to the OVMA for your support. So as you probably know, the selection process to enter this college is highly competitive. You may not realize just how competitive it is. So let me tell you, we received 2,158 applications for the 80 positions in the class. That means there were 26.6 applicants for every one of you sitting there now. The average GPA of our incoming students is 3.61, and we welcome 41 Oregon residents and 42 non-residents. So keep in mind, all of us, that we have before us the best and brightest in the world of veterinary medicine. Dr. Joe Kloffenstein, I'd like to have you come forward to read the student names. Dr. Jill Parker will assist with putting on the white coats, and Dr. Hurdy will hand out the stethoscopes. So the students have heard this before, but Jason over there is going to be the border collie, and sort of herd a row at a time up there to be ready to get called. The rest of you can stay seated. You'll come up here and get your coat. You'll pass behind Dr. Kloffenstein here and get a stethoscope from Dr. Hurdy. And then I'm going to give you your exercise for the day. Please walk, instead of walking in front, please walk around to the back, and then you can come up this aisle or that aisle to get back to your seat. Okay, so you get your steps along with your white coat and stethoscope. We don't have an official photographer taking photographs on stage, but I presume that some of you may have a camera with you if you want to snap a photo. Students, you'll shake hands with Dr. Parker after you get your coat and shake hands with me, so photo op. But we also have a nice opportunity back in the back corner there. Some of you noticed sort of a photo setup. So after the ceremony is over, there'll be opportunities for pictures, and we will get a group photo with Jens. So we'll tell you more about that at the end. As I mentioned, every coat pocket has a note from an OSU alum that has gone before you, and we hope the messages will inspire you as you start your journey into veterinary medicine. And now I think we're ready to welcome the class of 2027 and Dr. Klopfenstein.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tornquist. I would like to add my words of welcome to everyone here. It's been a pleasure to meet some of you, hope to meet more of you. I get the funnest job of all because I get to introduce to you my future colleagues here in the class of 2027 and tell you a little bit about them. George Andrew Abernathy is from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Andrew rescues and rehabilitates rattlesnakes. Andrew discovered new bacteriophage viruses at the Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico. Trinity Alvarez from Portland, Oregon. Trinity says, I love baking and can bake almost anything, even gluten-free and vegan treats. I'm a Friends trivia champion and can speed run episodes in my head for trivia answers. Donnie Alverson is from Kia'au, Hawaii. Donnie says, I worked with San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance for the last 8 years to help prevent the extinction of several species of endangered Hawaii honey creepers. I opened a small hatchery business called Paradise Poultry, selling rare breeds of chickens and other poultry in Hawaii. Nils Håkan Andreasen is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Nils says, I'm an avid fly fisherman, and during college, I played saxophone in a funk band. I'm a big funk fan, by the way. It's a tongue. Alexa Jacinda Appison from Plainville, New York. Alexa says, I spent the summer teaching children how to ride horses at a sleepaway camp, and I love working with exotic birds. Melinda Baca is from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I like to watch baseball. My favorite team is the Atlanta Braves. Good year to be a Braves fan, Madeline. And I like to bake. Chris Banis from Hagerstown, Maryland. I enjoy climbing mountains and even got married on Mount Hood. Kayla Barkhurst is from Bend, Oregon. Kayla says, I'm an avid 49ers fan. My favorite Disney character is Stitch, which is why I ended up with a French bulldog. Evangeline Bautista is from Westlake Village, California. Evangeline says, I can say the alphabet backwards in 3 seconds. I have a 1-year-old golden retriever. Kristen Marie Bird from Tigard, Oregon. Kristen says, I was on America's Funniest Home Videos for accidentally riding a four-wheeler over my grandpa's foot and into a fence. I'm a scuba dive master and have dove to 150 feet in Cozumel, Mexico. Brietta Jewel Boyce from Winifred, Montana. Brietta says, we have several different animals on our funny farm. In addition to the normal farmyard animals, they have guinea hens, ducks, geese, peacocks, guinea pigs, hamsters, rabbits, mules, hedgehogs, geckos, fish, turtles, emus, and even a camel. She had 7 people in her high school class. Dottie Brown is from Houston, Texas. Dottie says, I played soccer in college, volunteer in evacuating animals from active lava flow areas during eruptions in Hawaii. Isaac Buckwalter from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. My family has a business making and selling pure maple syrup. This summer, I learned a few words of Pennsylvania Dutch while working with the Amish. Christina Camarena from Santa Ana, California. Christina says, I have been volunteering with seals and sea lions for the past 5 years and previously worked at Disneyland before deciding to pursue veterinary medicine. Sophie Conseco from Hillsboro, Oregon. Sophie was a freelance makeup artist, including special effects and theater makeup artistry, before starting my career in veterinary medicine. I enjoy cooking vegan versions of Mexican cuisine in my free time. Zach Chitteris is from Oakdale, California. Zach says, I am an Army veteran, and I'm the first person in my family to go to professional school. Luke Curry from Eugene, Oregon. Luke says, I am a one-stripe white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I wear wool socks year-round. Good thing to do in Oregon. Bonnie DeGaro Kemp from Denver, Colorado. Bonnie is a mountain enthusiast and a microphyllae mushroom hunter. You're in the right place, Bonnie, for some mushroom hunting. Let's hit it up later. I got some secret spots. Madison Escobar from Corvallis, Oregon. Madison has 2 lot bunnies, and my favorite comfort show is New Girl. Angelica Ismena from Pearl City, Hawaii. Angelica says, I grew up as a military brat, and I have a dog and cat named Maka and Boba. Is it Maka or Maka? Rhea Fairbanks from Corvallis, Oregon. I have traveled to Europe, Africa, and Asia. In my free time, I love to play soccer or hang out with my goats. Hopefully not at the same time. Rachel Felty is from Dallas, Oregon. 2 fun facts about me are that I can do a wheelie on a 4-wheeler, and I enjoy trail riding on my Tennessee walking horse. Eric Fukawa is from Mililani, Hawaii. Born on the island, but still appreciates the snow. Running by Sarah Brightman is the best song in existence. Good to see you. Abigail Gleason is from Corvallis, Montana. I coach gymnastics in my free time. I have an Australian shepherd named Milo. Sabine Gretsch from Klamath Falls, Oregon. I enjoy rock climbing and botany. Cassidy Graham from Gallatin Gateway, Montana. Cassidy says, when I was little, I had enough pets to be considered a zoo. So my Girl Scout troop got their zoo badges at my house. I'm a human resource sergeant in the North Dakota National Guard. Ian Michael Grant from Portland, Oregon. Ian says, I have 2 corgis at home, Piper and Hamish, and I am learning to play the banjo. Taylor Gravely from John Day, Oregon. Taylor says, loves all things Halloween and hates the feeling of velvet. Desiree Gray from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Desiree says, previously I was a former state law enforcement officer and FBA liaison officer, placed in a men's maximum state prison in Nevada. At the age of 16, my resolution for France on the non-proliferation of biological, chemical, and landmine usage at the checkpoint between North and South Korea was accepted at The Hague. I attended and presented in person the resolution representing France's position on this matter in English to the United Nations. Nicholas Greenberg is from Chicago, Illinois. Nicholas says his guilty pleasure is Gilmore Girls. He enjoys bird watching and can identify lots of species by their calls and songs. Gavin Hannell from Loveland, Colorado. Gavin says, I have a golden retriever named Mowgli. I am engaged and will be married in June 2024. Congratulations. J.C. Harris from Santa Clarita, California. J.C. says, threw the hammer and discus for UCLA and is a professional barrel racer. Stephanie Erica Hayashi from Kalamazoo, Michigan, but has lived in Oregon for the past 8 years. Stephanie says, I have a background in social work and co-created an after-school program focused on girls' empowerment and consent for the Portland Public School District. I am a self-proclaimed foodie and enjoy trying new and exciting foods. Nicole Holland from Broomfield, Colorado. Nicole says, I have been to over 100 concerts and I enjoy cooking homemade vegan meals. Lacey Jackson from Wairika, California. Lacey grew up on a beef cattle ranch with her mom, dad, and 2 older brothers. Cattle ranching has been in her generation for 6 generations. Lacey has a calico cat named Sammy that she has had since she was 8 years old, making Sammy about 16. Lacey is hoping Sammy will be able to watch her graduate vet school. Grayson Lear Jenkins from West Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Grayson says, earned first-degree black belt in Taekwondo at age 12, was born with a full head of black hair. Nina Job from Seattle, Washington. Nina says, I like to hike in my free time. I recently drove across the country. Kirsten Rose Cow from Honolulu. Kirsten says, I am a published model and a lobbyist for veterinary technicians in my home state. Jessica Haley King from Albany. Jessica's from Albany, Oregon, has traveled to 7 countries and has lived in 5 different states and has gone sharp cage diving. Kelly Lindemann from Orinda, California. Kelly says, I love sailing and paddleboarding in my free time and spent 6 weeks traveling around Central Europe this summer. Kristen Long from Chatsworth, California. Kristen says, I love to crochet in my free time. I can't help but kill every plant I own. We'll do better with animals. Destiny K. Maller from Destiny's from Banks, Oregon. I have a fiance and almost 3-year-old beautiful daughter right here in front. I have 2 cats we adopted with FIV. I love houseplants and have many. So you guys should get together. Thomas Markley from Salem, Oregon. Thomas says, got married in May and loves to travel. Tora McCoy from Webster, Wisconsin. Tora says, I have a lovely 1-year-old daughter named Azalea. I was previously a nursing home social worker. Samantha Grace Miller from Medford, Oregon. Samantha says, I collect sweatshirts from colleges that I have never been to or attended. I learned to swim before I learned to walk. Sarah Michaela Manasian from Merced, California. Sarah says, I'm an arachnid lover and have had over 100 spiders at one time. There's more. There's more. I enjoy taxidermy and dissection, so my friends and family bring me bones and roadkill as gifts. Brittany Moganum from Folsom, California. Brittany says, bears and cows are my favorite animals. My vision in my eyes are the complete opposite. I can see far away with my right eye, but not up close. And I can't see far away with my left eye, but I can see up close. Simran Nagi from Santa Rosa, California. My last name means that I am a descendant of the serpent family, one of the oldest bloodlines from India. I currently speak 5 languages, and I'm working on learning a 6th one now. Tali Nakamura from Wailuku, Hawaii. Tali says, I'm allergic to chocolate, used to be a mechanical engineering major. Christiana Newell from Juneau, Alaska. Current player for the Oregon Ravens women's professional tackle football team, holds 2 world records in grip sport. Margaret Nicholson from LaGrange Park, Illinois. Margaret says, I am an ultra runner. The longest distance I have raced is 100 kilometers or 62 miles. My husband and I have a 3-year-old Australian Shepherd named Kona. Addison O'Donnell from North Glen, Colorado. My favorite animal is an African penguin or a Humboldt penguin. I conducted my own research evaluating the effects of stress hormones on neuronal outgrowth and potential apoptotic effects. J.C. Oda is from Honolulu, Hawaii. Visited over half the prefectures in Japan and over half the states in the U.S. Rode a tortoise at a petting zoo. It was allowed, and it only moved about 5 feet. Cassidy Rose Parker from Portland, Oregon. Cassidy says, I have 2 spleens. I will be the first doctor of any kind in my family. Stephanie Parks from Oak Park, California. Stephanie says, I speak fluent Italian, and hammerhead sharks are among my favorite animals. Keatley Andreas Peel from Sherwood, Oregon. Keatley says, I play roller derby, and I grew up on a peach farm. Alyssa Primo from Salem, Oregon. Alyssa says, I am an avid knitter and crocheter, and I've piloted an airplane. Katie Pendergrast from Butte, Montana. I have seen 30-plus country pop singers in concert and can't keep any plats alive. No green thumb. Yep. Seems to be a theme. Tyler Quinones from Grants Pass, Oregon. Tyler says, I showed swine and dairy goats for 4-H for 5 years. Before deciding to become a veterinarian, I wanted to be a librarian, which may still be my backup plan. Justin Eric Raymond from Elk Rapids, Michigan. Justin says, I was a Cherry Festival prince for my first grade class, not by choice. Even though I grew up surrounded by lakes, I still cannot swim. Maybelle Faye Salonga from San Jose, California. I am the youngest, yet first in my family to be born in America, attend a university, and now veterinary school. In my free time, I enjoy being in nature, painting, and cuddling with my dog, Bruno. Abigail Schnappers from Eugene, Oregon. Abigail says, I played lacrosse for UC San Diego, and I've gone skydiving. Megan Ruth Schuster from Yankton, South Dakota. Brought a fan club from Yankton. I was a band and orchestra teacher for 7 years prior to pursuing veterinary medicine. I like to crochet Star Wars characters. I think. Megan, having been a band student, I think you probably picked an easier profession. Yenna Song from Beaverton, Oregon. I enjoy playing piano and was originally on the pre-human medicine track, but have since switched to the fun side. Alyssa Deorain Spears from Portland, Oregon. She hopes to one day become fluent in Mandarin Chinese, and her favorite color is mint green. Carly Stanton from Watsonville, California. Carly was a veterinary technician for the U.S. Army, adopted a retired bomb dog from the military. Kayla Stone from Eagle Point, Oregon. Kayla says, I have 3 border collies that I enjoy competing with as working stock dogs on sheep, goats, cattle, and geese. And I am a first-generation college student. Adam Stone is from Salem, Oregon. Adam says, I enjoy disc golf. My preferred French fry dipping sauce is tartar sauce. Caitlin Stewart from Portland, Oregon. Caitlin says, I served over 12 years in the United States Army, and her favorite animal is a wolf. So, you're a beaver now, Caitlin. Michaela Dorkey Typin from Gazelle, California. Owns a pig farm and named third overall female college livestock evaluator in 2019. Kirsten Diddick from Boulder, Colorado. Kirsten is an avid mountain biker and is currently learning to speak German. Vicky Tuen Tran from Fountain Valley, California. Vicky says, I love the beach, but I can't swim. I brought a brunette wig for my vet school interviews so my hair would not be so distracting. Aurora Sun from Walnut, California. Aurora says, I love to boulder. Join me. Jamie Joe from Glendale, Arizona. Jamie says, I taught violin during my undergrad. I volunteered in a sharp conservation research lab during my undergrad that recently moved to OSU as well. Yeah. Wyatt Ruffett Vallejo from Hood River, Oregon. Wyatt backpacked the Timberline Trail, encompassing the entirety of Mount Hood over the course of 3 days, participated on the Boise State Sporting Arms team during his time as an undergraduate. Cecilia Wieslow from Bend, Oregon. Cecilia says, I'm originally from New Jersey and can attest it is not what people think when they picture New Jersey, and it also has the best pizza in the country. She says, I love spending free time crafting and drawing cartoon versions of patients for vet hospital clients. Sarah Wisbrod from Salt Lake City, Utah. Sarah says, I once hid in a tree for 8 hours to escape an imaginary cougar in my backyard. I'm the youngest of my siblings and the only girl. I have 4 older brothers. Mackenzie Wood from Casper, Wyoming. Mackenzie says, I'm related to Benjamin Franklin. I've been to 3 of the 6 Disney parks around the world. Amanda Elizabeth Yatkozky from Washington, New Jersey. I have a pet rabbit named Luna. She weighs close to 15 pounds. I have 17 tattoos, including a 2-headed cow and a portrait of my childhood dog. A Chow Jung from Chengdu, Sichuan. Volunteered in the giant panda base before in my hometown. I have 2 cats and plan to get a new puppy. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Kloffenstein, and again, congratulations to all of you. Once again, we are just very happy to have you join us in this wonderful profession, and it looks to me like you have a tremendous amount of support from friends and family, and that's going to be really important as you go through the next 4 years. And we will see you all in 4 years at vet school graduation for the class of 2027. This concludes the ceremony. The group photograph will be held, look at Jens, by the sign. It stopped raining. Okay, good planning on our part. It stopped raining. So you're going to follow Jens in the red sweater back there. You're going to follow him down to the OSU sign for a group photo. Families may also take photos, but if you do, stand behind Jens. And then following the group photo, you can return here and take your own photos. And again, we're just so happy to have you all here. And here's to a great new start of the year. Thank you.